because I wonder what it means. Oh, we on. So there's no need to look at your watch, not even a clock, or even your phone screen to know what type of timing we are on. WWE is Thanos snapping Brock Lesnar while the people are mad at The Rock. Man, we are officially on a rocky road to WrestleMania with just a little bit of vengeance. Speaking of vengeance, this week, we're choosing violence. We have the official ambassador of violence here with us. It's time to exercise a few demons. It's time for the Three Amigos Podcast Show.
Yeah.
Let's get into the pleasantries and introduce y'all to the Amigos, okay? First and foremost, as always, man, there's no shook hands in Brooklyn. We'll talk a little bit about them shook hands in Brooklyn, but I guess later on. But if you don't know me, you will. I am the voice and the people's choice. The hardest working man in showbiz. I'm brilliant, bright, but always willing to fight. I am Mr. Brandon Thorns.
Yes, indeed.
That's who I am. That's who I am. Second, we got our second amigo here. He's hailing from the livest borough, Brooklyn, repping Flatbush to the fullest. He's the voice of our Turnbuckle Talk and the realest on the turntables. He's the grand opening, grand closing. He's Mr. High Profile himself. He is the Panamanian God. He is the Mashout King.
Yeah, man. Shouts to cool DJ Red Alert. Yeah.
You wouldn't be you without that, right? And our third amigo, right? He's Bill, standing at, we'll leave him at 7 feet tall today. He is lyrical. He is miracle. He is spiritual. He is criminal. He is minimal sometimes. He is bare minimum aluminum bars. He's something. First of all, let me tell you what he is. Him and our guest got something in common. We'll talk about that. But he is our 10-time NPWA National Park Wrestling Alliance champion. Not to mention, he has the voice that makes all of the ladies moist. Those are his words, not mine. He is the host, formerly known as Big Daddy Cool, Sour Diesel. But now, now he's known as the sophisticated Diesel Washington.
This is a long ass intro. I ain't gonna. This is a long ass intro.
Hey, listen, man. It's not my fault that
it is.
It's not my fault.
It is.
It's not my fault. When
you write your own intro. Don't even try it.
Listen. I looked into the mirror. You know what I seen?
What did you see?
I saw fucking greatness.
Oh,
it's
wow.
Greatness that is within inside me. And guess what, motherfucker? I am golden. I am living my life like it is.
Wow, as Jill Scott would say.
Not because you into golden showers means you golden, all right?
Whoa, buddy. Listen, I don't know. Listen, the only showers I'm into is the one that when I need to wash my ass.
Oh. Not even baby showers, right?
Listen, baby showers is dangerous nowadays. You gotta stay away from them baby showers, ladies and gentlemen.
First of all, you got the gender reveal, then you got the baby shower, then it's, the baby's born, then it's the first birthday. But we ain't gonna talk about all that. Speaking of babies, conspicuous by his absence, masquerade cam torn his tricep. Nah, he's under the weather. We wish him a speedy recovery, and hopefully he'll be back next week. But right now, we want all of y'all tuning in to get your pen and your paper because we're going to draw out our printing perspectives and we're going to learn to love it because that is Cam, ladies and gentlemen. But we're going to move on and get into the gorilla position, ladies and gentlemen. It's Black History Month. It's Black Heritage Month.
You damn right.
On here.
Yes, it is. Yes,
you know what I'm saying? And this time, I call it Black Heritage Month because I feel like every month is Black History Month. But nonetheless, that's just my opinion. You know?
Just one thing. It's Black History Month.
Mm-hmm.
And Killer Mike was arrested at the Grammys.
Yes, after winning 3 times.
Yeah, after winning 3 Grammys. So I don't... I need somebody in podcast land, podcast world, to tell us what was Killer Mike arrested from the Grammys at, because this is very confusing. He left in handcuffs from the crypto arena.
You know, Grammy season is something very, very spooky and wicked around Grammy season. Lots of things happen. People tend to, pass on and transition. People get arrested. It'd be a lot of weird energy around the Grammys. I hope to see this story unfold and see what's going on with Killer Mike.
Yeah, because when I won my Grammy back in 1999,
tell us about it.
Back in '99, that was the same time. That was around the same time when Jay boycotted the Grammys. I had won my Grammy for Best New Artist.
Oh, what was the record name? What was the name of the song?
Sorry, what?
What was the name of the song?
Listen, I got CTE. All right, too many chair shots. Can't remember.
I'm almost sure like the best new artist in 1999 had to be like Nora Jones or something.
Nora Jones was in all 3.
You know what? I think it was featuring Denzel Washington. You was in the credits there. Also, we want to send a special RIP to Mr. Carl Weathers, who played Apollo Creed in the movie Rocky.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, he was a legend. They started off Black History Month real bad, but it's okay.
Rest in peace to him.
Rest in peace to him. As always, condolences to his family, friends, and loved ones, and everybody out there who he inspired. But let's put on our headsets and posture ourselves to get in the gorilla position. And as I said, it's Black Heritage Month, and I want to know, since it's us 3 amigos here talking right now, right? Who? We always ask this question kind of when guests come on, but I want to know who is on your Black wrestlers Mount Rushmore. I'm gonna toss it over to the Mashout King.
Okay, good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So I got 4.
Okay.
I got 4.
You only supposed to have 4 because it's the Mount Rushmore. But
it's my fucking list, bro. Okay.
I had to clarify with Solid. These are like, how many heads is on Mount Rushmore?
Exactly. Okay. So first, I would say is Big Cat Early Lad. So that's yes, Big Cat Early Lad is the first. Not only because of his wrestling, but for what he did for the business.
Okay.
In terms of making sure Black wrestlers get a name, getting them into the business, things like that. My second, I have to say, is The Rock.
Okay.
Right? Transcending professional wrestling, for African Americans, in the era where even though the guy was Stone Cold Steve Austin, he definitely made a name for himself and got to, and then also went from wrestling into stardom, right? And I know we're going to talk a lot about him today anyway. Number 3 on my list is, so this one's a funny one, okay? But number 3 on my list, only because I think he was super entertaining, was New Jack.
Okay. He's in my honorable mentions.
Yes, he is a person that was unapologetically who he was and did not give a fuck. Okay?
That's right.
And I really like that about New Jack. And number 1 is Ron Simmons.
Okay.
Yes. Ron Simmons will be in the first Black heavyweight champion. When back in WCW days. Okay. So
that's a strong list. Mount Rushmore will never be the same. Can't knock them boulders down. Sour Diesel, who is on your Black wrestlers Mount Rushmore list?
Oh, you already know. If you smell what the Rock is cooking, a trailblazer, one hell of a fucking entertainer. He opened the doors for wrestling and further doors in entertainment. So The Rock, um, he's on my Mount Rushmore. Bobby Lashley. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
we're
Because
talking
you
about,
did pick him to win the Royal Rumble a few weeks ago.
yeah, I did. We're talking about power and dominance,
Mm-hmm.
and he's showing that we can. He's breaking the barriers. So Bobby Lashley. Next one I'm about to say is Kofi Kingston.
Okay.
Kofi Kingston, another one who broke the barriers, another one who shows resiliency, keeps fighting. He won't quit. Another one that I got for me, he was always he's one of my favorite wrestlers, Shelton Benjamin.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. All right.
The
That's a
golden
list.
standard. Wow.
That's you
Brandon,
goddamn right.
Random thoughts. Who's on your Mount Rushmore of black wrestlers?
On my Mount Rushmore,
Yes.
I'm gonna share with, like you said, the first ever WCW World Champion. I remember the day he won, and just being excited. Like, they really put it on a black man with the Jerry curl shining. Wow. Is Mr. Ron Simmons. Second is gonna go to Mark Henry. The world's strongest man. He was, an Olympian. He transcended through different eras in wrestling for me. And then also with what he did with the future, with what we saw at the Royal Rumble, the stare down we talked about last week, with helping to discover Bianca Belair and the Jade Cargills, and, just his impact on wrestling. Also on my Mount Rushmore, see, I was torn. I didn't know if we could do a split face, since it's, Rock, and they could chisel half a face. I wanted it to be between Naomi and Jacqueline. Only because I feel like they were women when how wrestling was during their era. They were people who kind of stood out, and it wasn't just from being like a stereotypical role. And if they were given something stereotypical, they transcended what that role was. So I would want it to be between Naomi and Jacqueline, or maybe split their face on the Mount Rushmore. And that's really all I had. I was gonna put The Rock on there, but I felt like The Rock is on so many other people's Mount Rushmores, so I didn't want to really be like having him on mine. I did have some honorable mentions. New Jack was one of them. Bad News Brown was another one, and the whole New Day as a whole. If they can like get them like the Smithsonian, Yellowstone Park or something, it could be the New Day Park, because I think that they were very impactful, singular and together as a group. So that's who is on my black
Nobody said Coco Beware.
Yeah. Here's the thing about that, right? Coco Beware, he got the crowd moving. We wouldn't have the first Kofi Kingston if it wasn't for Coco Beware, because I thought that's where they were going with him. But thank God Kofi Kingston, had some resilience and some creativity and was able to stick it out. And having that rivalry with Randy Orton. But Coco Beware was no.
Nobody said Virgil.
Nobody's gonna pick the man who was famous for wiping horse shit off of the $1 Million Man cowboy boots. I don't think nobody's gonna pick him. I don't think nobody's gonna pick that. I wonder how they would be chiseling though. Like, all right, we want to make this too exact. We're gonna move on to, is our guest ready?
Yes.
All right, we can bring him on in. How's it going? Oh, you got a nice setup. Okay.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
No problem. Well, welcome to the Three Amigos Show. I'm just doing a little quick intro for you, and then we'll go straight into the interview and let people know who it is you are, right? So from Junior Street to Japan, this man is widely regarded as the king of Brooklyn strong style. He's a professional wrestler, 10-time Brownsville slapboxing champion. If you ask what language he speaks, it's violence, right? And that is why we are speaking to the ambassador of violence, Mr. Is it Oni? Mr. Oni King.
Yes, sir. What's good, y'all?
King, how you doing? Welcome to the Three.
What's going on, brother?
I'm chilling.
What's going on?
Chilling. Wish I could have jumped in on that that Mount Rushmore conversation.
You can add on.
Why don't you tell the people right now?
Damn.
Mount
Man.
Rushmore.
Shit. Y'all named a bunch of dope ones, so I can't. I will comment on the ones y'all named. I love that somebody named Bad News Brown. The Ghetto Blaster. I've been thinking about bringing the Ghetto Blaster back, man, because that was such a fire move. I'm hurt on the lack of Coco Beware. You ever seen Violent Coco Beware? Angry Mid-South?
Yes.
Yeah, you go back and watch that. You're going to want to
Yeah.
put Coco on your list.
It's the bird for me. That's why no one, when you did with the bird at WrestleMania 3, it was that got to shut it down.
Yeah.
After we had Aretha singing the Star Spangled Banner. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'd have to. All right, let's go. I don't want to. I just was into the conversation y'all was having about it. I don't want to slow it up.
That's what the Three Amigos is all about. Definitely creating conversation. So first off, we want to know, first of all, how you doing?
Doing
and
good,
secondly,
man.
As always, it's Black History Month, and the listeners and the viewers want to know, who is ONI KING and what does he bring to the world of professional wrestling? Talk to us, King.
Just a man from Brownsville, Brooklyn.
Brownsville?
Yes, sir. The 90s.
Okay, so you're a survivor.
Exactly. Exactly, bro. That's why whenever I see these wrestlers in these matches talking trash, man, I'm like, yo, unless you had to walk under the 3 train from 12 o'clock at night on Livonia Avenue, nothing you were saying scares me. You know what I mean? So, I'm just a black man out here. I'm really doing this besides winning titles and beating people up. I really want the kids from my hood to see somebody out there doing this, and no disrespect to the other people, but to see somebody out here doing this that ain't dancing, ain't rapping. I just want them to know that you can do this just by being a good fighter and being dope, and let them know there's other ways out of the hood. You know what I mean? Right. So for me, selfishly, it's to collect titles and build a legacy for myself, but also I want kids in the hood to see more people like us out there in the ring kicking these people in the face.
I know that's right.
AKA busting ass, right?
Yes, sir.
I know that's right.
To put it in layman terms. I grew up in Brownsville, in the East New York area.
Yeah.
So when society was telling us, to go down one path, we had all of the distractions there, right? What made you want to go and get into like this path of combat sport or wrestling or fighting? Talk to us about that. Did you just go instantly into it, or it was a journey?
No, it was a journey, man. I mean, I was a fan for a long time, and like most black people that's into wrestling, my grandma got me into it. She used to
same here.
The reason wrestling got into my heart is because my grandmother loved wrestling, and she used to have, when they had the monthly pay-per-views, that would be like a family get-together. Like everybody would go to her house for the pay-per-view. So even if you wasn't a wrestling fan, you got your cousins that you only see, you know what I mean? You rarely see aunts, uncles in the back arguing. So it was like, it all became like a family thing to me. So that's how I fell in love with wrestling. She took me to my first shows at Madison Square Garden and all of that. And that's how I fell in love with wrestling. And in terms of doing it, I've been dabbling in kickboxing and things like that before. And I've always watched wrestling and wanted to do it and thought about doing it. And then it was just, I think like a lot of people during the pandemic, I was like, you know what? I think one thing we learned from the pandemic is that life is too short.
Right, of course.
And I was like, you know what? If I'm gonna do it, now is the time to do it. And I felt like I'm in the best shape of my life. I'm in a financially good spot where I could afford to pay for wrestling training and do all of these things. So I decided to do it because it was the thing where I was like, I don't want to sit there my whole life and be wondering what if. Like I watch it and I'm like, I would do that different. I know I could beat that dude. And I'm like, you know what? Screw it. It's time to put our money where our mouth is. So that's what made me want to step into it.
Okay. And who were you trained by?
The Amazing Red. Okay. House of Glory, the GOAT, man. Honestly, for me, I'm going to say who I was trained by is why I advanced and got so good so fast. For sure. It's like with any industry, the school that you go to is a major part of your progression and where you go in life, in any industry. And I feel like if it wasn't for me going to House of Glory, I wouldn't be as nice as I am right now. I wouldn't be where I am right now. So getting trained by the Amazing Red and taking somebody who was a kickboxer and a street fighter and putting me in the ring and training me how to follow those rules of the ring and, it was a big deal for me. And yeah, man, I think if there's anybody who's want to learn how to wrestle, House of Glory is the place. Like, there's no, I don't see people who's nicer than us, man. I don't see people who's nicer than us anywhere.
I'm gonna have to kind of agree with that, without being too bureaucratic. You believe in combining the fighting spirit of Japanese wrestling with the hustler spirit. What or who influenced you in your style in the ring besides, your trainer?
Right. It's funny because even though Red's my trainer, my style is nothing like his, which is a testament to how dope of a trainer he is. Red, he's invented all of these moves that people are doing out there, and he was a high flyer, and I'm straight. What I learned in the streets, bro. Slaps, kicks, you know what I mean?
The shit that hurts.
Yeah, bro, I love a slap. I love a palm strike, bro. I love it.
And the
because
shit is humiliating too.
That's exactly what it is, bro. That's exactly what it is. It's the most disrespectful thing you could do to somebody. Like, even if you in a fight and you lose the fight, people gonna remember that you smacked fire out of somebody.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And I think about, like, listening like the Wu-Tang albums and Ghostface albums and hearing, yo, he smacked fire out of his ass.
Right.
And so I just I love strikes. But in terms of influences, for me, it's a mix of technical wrestling and like, I would say top influences is Shibata, Katsuyori Shibata, Inta. All of the strikers, man. Nakajima, it's like a lot of the Japanese dudes that are strikers, but then also the technical dudes. Like, I love Bret Hart, Mr. Perfect.
Some good names.
Stone Cold. I like ass kickers, and I like technical dudes. I like Stone Cold Steve Austin. Also loved Stunning Steve Austin. You know what I mean? So it's all of the techers and all of the strikers, man. Those are my favorites.
Okay.
Go ahead, Mashout.
Okay. So I know you're from Brownsville, right?
Yes, sir.
And so, what is it like being from Brownsville and being a professional wrestler amongst your friends?
Amongst my friends, it's cool, man, because the one thing I love about House of Glory is it's a bunch of hood niggas in there, man. Yeah. And not on some like grimy, but it's like we all from the same spot. So, when I tell my story about where I grew up, it's not me being a tough guy, because damn near everybody in there is from the same place. There's a bunch of minorities in there. So a bunch of Spanish and black kids in there. Amongst them, it's cool. Amongst the wrestling industry people, it's different, man. Because for me, I spent the formative years of my life outside of wrestling. Okay. So that whole hierarchy, like, I'm not with that, bro. I can't let nobody talk to me any old way. I don't care how many championships they won, who's green, who not. So, so it takes everything in me for the Brownsville in me to not come out sometimes.
So you don't slap the shit out of somebody.
Exactly. Gotcha. I try to keep it to the ring because, a lot of the times these people in these locker rooms be forgetting, where other people come from, So that's the time where I find the tribulations in keeping the Brownsville at bay and intact. But amongst my homies at Hog, it's all love, because we pretty much all from the same spot.
No, I was actually talking about your personal friends. How's it regarding them? Yeah.
Oh, in terms of wrestling?
Yeah.
It's crazy, because when I told a lot of them I was doing it, I was expecting. So I started doing this in my 30s, and I was expecting a lot of them to be like, "Nigga, now? You sure?
You that 40-year-old rapper,
right?" And all I got was, "Yo, what took you so long? You should have been did this." And and honestly, I think me starting it later is what helped me progress so quick. Because I was like, yo, man, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. I'm not here to play around. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think that's what made me train so hard and progress so quick. And I also think getting into it later in the state of an adult grown-ass man made me see things a lot better. And think more about longevity and things like that. But in terms of me doing it, all my friends is supportive, man. It's crazy. I'm surprised. Even my girl, I thought she was going to be like, nah. And she be front row. You know what I mean? So yeah, everybody's been super supportive of it. My mother, so whose mother it was, my grandmother that got me into it. When I told her I was doing it, of course, she was like, "Oh my God, my mother that gave that curse on to y'all." I'm like, yo, I'm continuing what she put us on to. So, but besides that, everybody's been with it, man.
Okay.
All right. So
Do you prefer? Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was saying. So, do you prefer? What? I just want to add one question. That's it. Do you prefer to do more face or heel work?
I just go out there and beat people up, bro. I just go out there and beat people. I'm not interested in what the crowd is cheering for. My thing is that I'm just there to win. You know, obviously you want people to cheer for you, but at the end of the day, like a big inspiration for me when I'm going out there to fight is Mike Tyson. And I'm an 80s baby, so I grew up when they was doing when Mike Tyson was on pay-per-view, it would be $50 to $100 for that pay-per-view.
Yep.
And we all knew that fight was lasting one round, maybe.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So for me, and Mike don't care. Mike, they ain't in the back like, listen, Mike, these people paying a lot of money. If you knock this guy out in the first round, can you delay it? Mike didn't care. I don't care. I'm here to win championships first and foremost. Obviously, if you with me, that means you have excellent taste and you like a winner. If you with the other guy, then so be it. But at the end of the day, my main goal is to go out there and win and do it as quickly as possible. People don't understand. This hurts. When I chop somebody, my hand hurt. When I kick a nigga in his back, my foot sting a little. So I'm not trying to be there all night to entertain y'all. I'm trying to get that from as soon as the bell rings, I'm trying to get the 1, 2, 3 and then go home and make love to my woman and take a nap, bro. That's it.
You trying to be the Mike Tyson of the professional wrestling league, huh?
Get in and get out. Like this it's not a performance, man. This is combat sport. Everything you do hurt. Every hit you take and every hit you give hurt. You know what I mean? So for me, I'm trying to get in, beat that person as quick as possible and get out. If the fans love me for it, I love them too. And I'm cool with it, but I also want them to understand that I'm trying to do this as quick as possible. And if hopefully they're entertained by me smacking fire out of somebody and sending them to the shadow realm. But if they're not and they're mad that it didn't go longer, they should be mad at my opponent for not being able to withstand the battle longer.
Right.
I mean, you hear it on Archer Boulevard when you give somebody a chop. You hear it there. Sawadee, you got a question?
Yeah. So, you ONI the King, right? So, with your life experiences, right? If you can go back, what is something that you can tell ONI the Prince?
I don't know, man, because I feel like the only thing sometimes I think about is, should I have started wrestling sooner? And honestly, I don't think so. I think mentally, I mean, y'all been around people from wrestling. Any wrestlers watching this? I'm sorry. Y'all been around people who wrestle, right? Niggas is weird, bro. Yeah. It's like the people who've been in it for a really long time, they're weird guys. They're very insecure. It's very my spot, this, that, and the third. I've spent, and they're also in a box. I feel like wrestling is one of the sports where people are taught that you have to only consume this. Most wrestlers I know only know wrestling and video games. I like to travel. I like going to art galleries. You know what I mean? And I can't sit in a locker room and say to somebody, yo, did you go to this Yao Kusama exhibit? They talking about 2K and just talking about what other wrestlers whack. You know what I'm saying? It's like, for me, it's like I'm more broad than that. And so long answer to your question, I don't think there's anything I would tell. I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm glad I started it when I did. Maybe, who knows? If I started when I was young, I probably would have been stupid and doing flips and all that other stuff.
All right, and super kick.
Yeah. I hate me a super kick, bro. And I'm a really good kicker. I hate me a super kick. You'll never see me do a super kick.
Yeah, because you're a Bret Hart fan. I got it.
I love Sean too, though. Sean was my guy, but
you ain't name him, but I got
I'm gonna tell you a story about super kick. So it was one time at Hog, we was training and new kids was coming in, and we was doing drills where they would like, since I was there a little bit longer, they would come in and they would have to take a hit from us. And I was like, yo, this one dude came in. I super kicked that man, bro. He never came back.
Wow.
Oh,
He never came back to school. And I was like, damn, I thought about him the other day. It's been like a year.
Damn.
So I got a vicious super kick. I just don't like doing it, man. One thing I think that's kept me in the winning circle and makes me stand out is that I focus a lot on, in life, I'm a big proponent of looking at what people are doing and not doing that. Not doing that. Because to me, once you get to a point in life, it's what you say no to and what you don't do that's more important than what you say yes to. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
Wow.
and people could stand out by doing a bunch of things. Honestly, I think I stand out. I kick, I punch, I forearm, I grab a limb and try to bend it. That's it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I like that type of strategy of wrestling.
Me
It's
too.
like, yeah, man.
And it's effective. You recently had a match with the last megastar, Jair Watson, right? Talk to
Yeah.
us about that match. And I seen that you released a torrent of offenses when you was hitting him. I guess that was that Mike Tyson did that little Brownsville Stampede. Talk to us about the story of that match real quickly.
Yeah, so how it started is when so LPW is House of Glory's NXT, pretty much. And on the first show, I was in a triple threat for the LPW heavyweight title. At the time, it was me, Jody Ora, who was the champion for the longest. But during that time, Michael Fane, all-in-one Michael Fane, who, although I hate him, he's really good. He was the champ. And this kid, Jair Watson, was one of his minions, one of his young boys. And he interfered in the match and sort of cost me the win. And so I didn't get the title that night. And then, that didn't sit right with me. So once LPW had their next pay-per-view, I fought Fane, who was the former champion at this time, because he lost the belt to Jody that night. So he was the former champion at this time, and I just had that battle weighing on me. So I had to exercise that demon and bust up Fane. And again, Jair Watson had to come out. So I had to give him a black mask to the side of his face to get him out of the way. And I thought I was done with him. Like I said, with me, bro, this is a sport. I don't really hold personal grudges against people. Like with Fane, I had the beef with him because of all of that stuff, of course, in the title. But once I demolished that man, that's it. I see him now. It ain't love, but I'm not coming to try to strike him up. And so with the match with Jair, he was mad that I was on the poster for the show and he wasn't. And so leading up to the show, they told me I was going to fight somebody. They didn't tell me who. And I was just chilling, minding my own business. And I get a call from Red and he's like, yo, this kid Jair Watson is mad at you on the flyer. He's looking for somebody to fight. Do you want to fight him? And I was like, yeah, of course. Also, I like testing myself against people, man. And Jair, I'm not gonna lie, he was one of my toughest opponents just in training matches at the dojo, and he's progressed since then. So for me, it was like, this is not the same kid that I black masked a year ago. This is a new leveled up Jair Watson. So that's what led up to the match, and we had it. It was tough, man. He could fight. He's smart too. Like I'm a big game tape person. Anytime I wrestle somebody, by the time we get into the ring, I already got reversals for like 3 of your moves, and I could tell he was on the same wave. He studied me, but he tried to get, he tried to bring out kendo sticks and a lot of low blows. Yeah, man, but I made it through.
I mean, once again, that's that Brownsville survival mode. You're heading to Korea though, right? In Japan, Korea or Japan? Which one? Or both?
Japan first, both. And then Korea second. Yeah.
Well, you'll be spreading and speaking the universal language of violence in the pro wrestling society. Tell us about your upcoming street championship match and what you got going on while you'll be abroad.
Okay, so, first let me say, like, my whole goal with this is to wrestle in Japan. I'm not really interested in signing in any companies in the States. It's either Noah or New Japan for me. Okay. So, this is gonna be my 4th time in Japan. I've also been learning the language. So it's not just like, oh, I'm a stan or, one of those like the Japanese nerds. It's just, I love the culture over there. us black people, when we go over there, if they follow you in the stores legitimately because they want to help you, it's nice. Like, you don't know how.
Are they making sure you ain't stealing nothing? Hurry up and buy.
None of that.
Okay.
None of that. Like, being a black person over there, it's like your heart rate goes down like 10 beats. It's so chill over there, man. I don't feel the stresses of being a black man in America over in Japan. And so I fell in love with the culture of Japan before I even started wrestling. But also Japanese wrestling is just more my style. It's, you know, it's really about the fighting spirit of who can survive, who can endure. And so I'm fighting with a promotion in Japan called Theater Pro Wrestling. They hit me up, and they have a tournament. It's a one-day tournament. I got 3 matches in a day.
Damn.
Oh, good luck.
Damn.
Bro, and if you see the dudes, man, my body going to be in shambles. I know it. But
I seen the flyers. I was like, oh, shoot.
Yeah. One of the dudes
about to make hibachi out of you. Hopefully not, though.
Man, I'm like, I'm back here looking like Martin in that episode where his face was all swollen up. I don't want to fight no more. Yeah. One of the dudes is a bare knuckle and MMA fighter, so that's gonna be an interesting one. Another dude is like 280, so I'm gonna have to kick him and then German him. I'm gonna have to get real deep for that one. I'm excited for that the most because, like I said, that's why I want to wrestle permanently in my career. So this is gonna be my first taste that showing the audience what Brooklyn Strong Style is all about, and you know, a black man in Brownsville over there beating up their people. I just can't wait to see how they react. Me either.
I'm looking forward to it. I like the sound
that sounds exciting.
Yeah,
I like the sound of that. Don't forget, when all that fails, slap a bitch.
Oh, that's the finisher, bro. That's how I beat Jair Watson with a knockout with a palm strike.
I saw. I was like, whoa.
Damn.
Yeah, man.
Damn.
So are you looking to move overseas?
Yeah, eventually. Yeah.
Okay.
I would like to be there for, if not permanently, at least half of the time out the year. You know, like 6 months over there. Over here, because you know I still got family and over here. And,
I was about to say, how does wifey feel about that move?
Oh, she said as long as I could pay, she going. She said, yeah. She like, listen, if I ain't got to work and you could pay, we going. So she's cool with it.
That's the point.
Yeah, man. Yeah, she was super supportive. Honestly, I don't think I would have did it if she hadn't. I don't think I would have went into wrestling if she hadn't like pushed me the way she did. And then, so after that, this promotion, Pro Wrestling Society, which is South Korea, which is like the biggest promotion in South Korea, they do really dope shows, man. I don't know why, but at the arena, they have a giant mural of Migos in the background. So
okay,
I was like, count me
very
in.
Influential out in South Korea.
And so they have a title called a Street Championship, and they announced that they're doing an open challenge for that, and it's on the 24th. And I'm in Japan from the 14th until the 22nd. So I was like, you know what? I looked on Google, and I'm like, that's a 2-hour flight. So I told them, yo, I accept that challenge. Let me come over there and bust up these dudes too, and take, because you can, like I said, you can't have a street championship and not have somebody from Brooklyn represented in that.
I totally agree.
At that point, it's not even a street championship anymore. You know, I don't know what it is. It ain't a street championship, but
that'll be redundant.
Right. So
So
yeah, I'm looking forward to that, man, because that part of the world is really where I want to spend the majority of the time, building my name. And I really feel like that's probably going to be the path for me. It's like I don't want to come and wrestle in these promotions in America under the whole them taking me in and telling me what they're gonna do. You know what I mean? Like I want when I come over here, I want it to be a AJ Styles situation. I want it to be a Shinsuke situation where I could walk in the office and be like, all right, what's the plans? You know what I mean?
You want them to buy you. You don't want them to sell anything.
And I feel like if I pursue these American promotions now, I'm going into development, and I'm already developed, man.
Okay.
So yeah, so I'd rather go over there and fight with my people. And also, honestly, like fighting that style, like fighting people that fight like me, strikes and suplexes and Germans, as hard as it is, I always feel less wear on my body physically after those matches than having some 200-pound dude dive on me from the top rope and stuff like that. So as hard as it is to believe, it's actually easy on the body for me.
Okay, let's get into the slap boxing question. the 10-time slap boxing champion. Like, how'd you get to that point?
The playgrounds, man. I'm undefeated at the PS219 playground.
Yo, so back in the day, obviously, I slap box, so I'm not no champion, right? But when you get hit in the air in the slap box, this is when it turns into a real fight.
Yeah.
Right? It goes from a work to a shoot very fast when you get hit in your ear on the slap box.
Yeah,
Has that ever happened to you?
Of course, I haven't won every one. I haven't won every one, but every L I take, I learned from. You know what I mean? So, honestly, it's just a moniker. There's no real slapbox champion trophy, but it's just that's the basis of a lot of my style when it comes to the hand-to-hand. I was a middle child, so I had an older brother and a big brother, so there was a lot of that going on. And so I like to bring that more into, my wrestling style. Also, another reason why I like palm strikes as opposed to, like, if you pay attention to my matches going on, I never throw punches because you could, like I said, it hurt, bro. Like, hitting the man's head hurt. I'm gonna tell you something. When people throw punches at me, first thing I do, I go like that. And when their hand go here, they're not throwing no punches for the rest of the night. So for me, a palm strike, this right here going into your face, your nose, the side of your jaw, your ear, and also all of this space versus this is, you could cover more ground with this. I'm giving away my battle secrets, but this is why you see me with more palm strikes than punches when I'm out there. But yeah, that's more so why, the slapbox champion thing is out there. Also, that's just a little nod to the hood, bro.
Of course. I know that's right.
Yeah, Sour Diesel is the 10-time National Park Wrestling Alliance champion, which means back in the day, he's the king of the park with wrestling and fighting in the park.
Hey, there you go.
I don't even know if y'all crossed paths before, but that probably nice.
He probably tapped me out somewhere on some playground.
It could have been a dark, nice cross promotion like how the TKO. You know what I mean? It could have been one of those, man. I'm telling you. Then
together, y'all got 20 championships amongst y'all. Wow, that's amazing. Talk about Black history. Yes, it's been a pleasure. Tell the people where they can find you and how they can see you do your thing in the ring.
Yes, sir. Mainly, if you want to see me in the States, especially if you're in New York, definitely come out to a Legacy Pro Wrestling show. Again, LPW, that's the NXT of Hog. But honestly, we got better dudes over there, man. Like Jody Aura's a beast. Even the champion, Idris Jackson, even though he's a bastard, and I'm gonna take that belt from him. He's nasty. It's just like some of the best fighters is in that promotion. So LPW, I'm also gonna be spreading my wings once I come back from Japan and try to hit more up and down the East Coast, more Midwest, Chicago, and all of that. So I'm gonna just try to spread my wings and fight more. So just let them follow me, Brooklyn Strong Style, on IG, Twitter, and all that. And I always post where I'm gonna go and when I'm gonna be next when I'm about to murk somebody. So they could keep an eye out for everything over there.
Just got one more question. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Nah, keep going. No, I'm chilling.
Your background. So you a big sneakerhead?
A little bit. A little bit. Yeah.
Okay. You into collecting?
Yes and no. Like everything here, I honestly wear. And it's not so much super expensive. It's not like super expensive stuff. You know how it is. It's just some stuff is just hard to get. It's not expensive. It's just hard to get. It's like you got to get it when you get it. But yeah, no, I do like me a nice tennis shoe.
Okay. I like that.
Tennis shoe, man. I'm trying to, that's another thing. Oh man, the locker room's gonna hate me. Wrestlers be looking bad, bro.
Oh yeah, they do.
But you know what? I'm not even gonna say wrestlers. Just athletes in general. Niggas be looking tacky, man. Niggas. And for me, I'm trying to bring more people to wrestling. I'm trying to bring people from other entertainment things into wrestling. And I think about what things brings me to people. Like, for instance, when it comes to music, I love John Mayer. I didn't like John Mayer because of music. I like John Mayer because John Mayer wears a whole bunch of Visvim and his outfits is fly as hell. You know what I mean? And that brought me into his music. And he done got my money for numerous tickets and albums. And even like you take somebody like Hook. I didn't really care for Hook when he was just ringside. Like before we saw him wrestle. And then I remember I saw Hook. This brand is a Japanese brand called Needles. And I saw Hook wearing one of these track suits. And I was like, that kid knows something. That kid. And then that's what got me in Hook. And then it turned out he was dope. So my thing is that if I can pop up on Hypebeast or this blog and people are like, yo, that wrestler was wearing this. Let me go check him out. And then they go watch the product, and now we have more fans coming, and everybody on the card is making money. Then I'm here for that. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to leave this business in a better place. To me, there's no reason why athletes, basketball players, soccer players could be, you know, at Fashion Week and there's never no wrestlers there, you know, or there's never like wrestlers don't consort with anything, any other form of entertainment or style or whatever. And a lot of it is again because they put themselves in a box. But I want to be able to take and put us into transcend professional wrestling. The way other boxers are and the way other MMA fighters are. So you know, all of it is. I'm
not even gonna lie. When you said the John Mayer, I was like, wow, okay. I said, okay. I would never have suspected that.
Oh yeah, bro. My music taste is weird, man.
Come on, man. I listen to Vanessa Carlton. Come on.
That's a classic, though. We all listen to that. But I listen to everything, man.
Punk, but you know, interesting about John Mayer. Do you know he's the number one touring artist of all time?
Yeah,
there's no one that has done any more tours than him.
I believe he's nasty though, bro. He's a beast songwriter. Like I love music and lyricists, no matter what, from hip hop to whatever. Like a dope songwriter is a dope songwriter, and John Mayer for his kind of music got bars. You know what I mean? Like people always talk about his guitar playing, but like when you listen, it's like, damn, he really said that way. You know, so.
Also his music transcends because he works with
Frank
obviously rock, but your R&B rappers, all type of stuff like that. You know, I'm sorry.
I was about to say, like, what's your soundtrack when you about to go in that ring and kick some ass? Like what do you listen to right before you about to whip some ass?
Not know your body's a wonderland. I hope you're not listening to that.
I'm gonna give there's one answer that's super corny, but I don't care. I listen, and then there's another side of it. Right before I go on, I listen to this punk band called Idols. It's just straight up punk rock. I listen to a lot of that. And then right before that, before I go into guerrilla position, I listen to Minoru Suzuki's entrance music.
Oh, wow.
Kaze Nina Ray. Like, that song just, like, we know Minoru Suzuki, man. He's a very violent individual, and his theme song is just, his entrance music is just so iconic. So I listen to that. I listen to Shingo Takagi's entrance music. The wrestlers that I inspired to get to that level one day, Tomohiro Ishii. I listen to a lot of that shit because they should get me amped up. Because I know when I watch them come out, I'm like, yo, he about to come out there and destroy somebody. So that gets me in the zone, mixed with a little bit of punk rock.
Okay. Interesting.
Also, brown noise, which is like just static. Because the locker room would be really be really loud, man. So I have like noise canceling headphones and brown noise. There's pink noise, which helps you go to sleep. Then there's white noise, and then there's brown noise, and it helps you like focus. So literally for like the first hour before my match, it's just brown noise in my headphones while I get ready, and I'm thinking about my strategy of my opponent, you know, and what I'm going to do to them, and what I do if they catch my leg or catch my arm when I'm going for that slap. So that's the strategy. Strategy music is brown noise. If you ever need something to focus, throw that on. I'm telling you, it's really good.
Who would you ever meet that you were like, they're not what you suspected, like they weren't what you kind of thought they were going to be in terms of professional wrestling?
That's not what I expected. I'm trying to think who. I tell you who I met that was super super cool. Prince Nana. First time, here's the crazy thing, talk about Brownsville. First time I met Prince Nana, I was at a show and he was at a show. And, you know, obviously all of the wrestlers is running up to him. Prince Nana. He came over to me. He said, yo, I know you from somewhere. And come to find out, like, we grew up, we lived blocks from each other. And we talk about immediate, like all these dudes just fighting for him. And he's like, yo, you from Brownsville? We talk about where block was from. He's like, yo, take my number. If you need anything, hit me up. You know what I mean? So that's the kind of dude he is. So that was super cool. Besides that, I would say, and this is also one of the reasons why I feel like I'm so blessed that I went to Haag. I think within like the first 3 months of being at Haag, like Sasha Banks was pulling up regularly. And she walk up, and this is when she was Sasha Banks. and we over there building a ring, and she walk up, "Hi, I'm Mercedes," and we like, "Bro, we know who you are." But she was always super cool. Like she come train, wrestled in front of her, which was like crazy.
Wow.
She was somebody that's super cool, super down to earth. Kenta from New Japan. Like I said, Hog brings in a lot of the people that I inspire to wrestle. So meeting him was super cool, super down to earth. I was trying to practice my Japanese with him. Come to find out his English was perfect.
Wow.
That was cool. Yeah, those are the main ones I could think of.
Okay. I was Gabby.
Oh, anybody else?
No, I don't got no more.
Damn, I was so immersed.
I talked y'all to death. I'm sorry.
No.
I thought it was like four of us chilling, sipping sake and talking. But thank you so much for joining us. We wish you the best of luck in your upcoming tour, Korea and Japan. You better win something. It's Black History Month.
You already know. Oh, bro, wait till you see the gear. Oh, man. Wait till you see the gear. It's the blackest gear. It's my 2024 gear. I'm debuting it when I go out to Japan. It's the blackest gear that you can think of, bro. So,
when's your next match on the LPW?
Well, see, that's the thing. The next LPW show, which even if it's February 23rd, I'm still going to be in Japan, in Korea, actually.
Oh, okay.
But if y'all can, I would say definitely still go to that one because you're going to see some of the dopest wrestling on the East Coast there. And you get to see, I feel like it's people we all love saying, I was on to so-and-so before. You know what I mean? With artists, you're like, I like so-and-so before. LPW is the place for you to say, oh, I saw so-and-so before they blow up. Because I feel like there's a lot of people there that's going to be big superstars that I think are going to be even bigger than me. You know what I mean? And so I would say definitely go there and see that. Besides that, I should be at the April LPW show and whatever else I got coming up. I'll definitely let y'all know. Yeah, I definitely
Absolutely.
Come through
Absolutely.
and
Absolutely.
hang out. You know what I mean?
We definitely pull up on that. So we definitely want to salute you, King. And that is
Thank
why
you,
the King reigns supreme. We appreciate you, Mr. ONI KING. Thank you so much for joining us on the Three Amigos Show. We wish you the best.
Yeah, thank y'all so much for having me, man. I feel like I was
Appreciate
talking
you, my
to
brother.
three of my homies, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be like, man.
The Amigos.
Yes, sir.
Have a good night. Be safe.
Take it easy.
Appreciate you. Wow, what a good interview. We hope y'all enjoyed. If you had any questions for him, make sure that you like, subscribe, share, comment on the video down on the bottom, or hit us up and email us. From bell to bell and from pillar to post, it's time to get into that Turnbuckle Talk. Mashout King, what do you have us for the Turnbuckle Talk?
Okay, we got a lot going on. I mean, we got updates from last week. One thing is, shouts to everybody that commented on the Vince McMahon story.
Yes.
And gave us some very good feedback. A lot of people were very enlightened by it because they couldn't believe that Vinnie Mac was out here giving up filthy. So first and foremost, to give a little update, I was trying to pull it up while our guest was in the studio. So Vince did make a reply. Okay, he did. So he says that he is vehemently fighting the accusations and that he is not guilty of any of the charges that is set forth allegations. Charges when reverse the criminal allegations in the lawsuit, and he thinks that Janelle Grant is a dirty liar.
Okay.
Wow.
And yes, he thinks she's a dirty liar, and the truth will come out, and yes,
he'll be vindicated. So at the end of this, when the smoke is cleared, he'll be vindicated.
Yeah, you're right. Once the dust settles. But unfortunately, according to the text messages, I don't see that happening. Okay. All right. So also another person that came out with a comment this week, not him directly, but his attorney, was John Laurinaitis. Okay.
Wow.
So John Laurinaitis' attorney says that he was a victim. John Laurinaitis' attorney said he was a victim, and the truth will come out that he also was a victim of Vince McMahon shenanigans at the same time. Yes.
It beat. Those be the ones. It be
Exactly.
the ones.
So, but remember now, he's got not only the court of public opinion he has to prove himself to, but it's also going to be his family, right? Because he has to convince his wife that he wasn't out here, being a part of the trafficking.
Of
Okay,
course.
he wasn't in traffic. That's what he has to show his wife. So, so that's the update with that. But brings me to my next expose is the truth about Brock Lesnar. Okay, because this is where a lot of people think that Brock Lesnar actually was a part of the issue at hand with Vince McMahon. And look, according to the sources, according to the sources, Brock did not actually engage in anything in terms of, any sexual deviance with Miss Janelle Grant. However, because Vince used his name to say when he was trying to resign, like, you know what? Why don't you show some? I don't want to get graphic, but why don't you show your body parts to him in the picture message? Okay, you show your body parts. Maybe he might be interested in possibly if you're willing to go any little further. We need you. We need the deal. We need the deal signed. We need the deal signed.
Wow.
So she was a part of the onboarding package.
Yes, she was a part of that.
Okay.
However, Brock Lesnar did not take the bait.
He denied. Yeah, he denied it, right?
He did. He denied it, right? He declined. Right? He declined the services. But because of the implication in the deal, in the deal that was supposed to be made, Brock Lesnar is now being removed completely from WWE and TKO. So if you go on WWEshop.com, which I'm not promoting WWE Shop, but all Brock Lesnar's items are now at 70% off on WWEshop.com currently.
They're gonna make their money. We ain't say we ain't want to make no money. We just wanna sweep it under the rug real quick. I feel bad for Brock Lesnar though, actually.
I do too. I
don't
think
feel that it warrants this type of thing. I could see if we can say that because of this and allegedly what took place on a plane ride from hell is a reason, but this alone, I feel like Brock Lesnar is just another name. Say she was trying, he was trying to get a deal with I don't know. What was the guy who came in with Rey Mysterio? I can't remember his name. And he's into like UFC and all of that. And one time he came in with Rey Mysterio. If they would have used his name, you mean to tell me he now has to be subpoenaed to come in if it goes to trial?
Was it Cain Velasquez?
Yeah, Cain Velasquez.
Yeah, Cain Velasquez. Thank you. So I just feel like Brock is kind of just like an innocent person in this particular situation.
It's very sad because he's a victim of circumstance. You know what I'm saying? Like he had legitimately, I don't believe he had anything to do with this, but however, because of his relationship with Vince and what have you, his name was implicated into this story, and he don't deserve it. But then we don't know what's about to come out because
I was just about to that.
This thing is unfolding every fucking week like a Christmas gift. So the fact is that we don't know what is going to happen because maybe something might come out and something might be like, Brock did accept the pictures, like who knows at this point, whatever. And also, still staying on Brock. They're going to delay the WWE 24 game to remove him from the game.
Oh, come on!
Look what he's outraged about.
Come on, bro. Come on. No.
Yeah,
no.
They're going to delay the game to remove him.
They don't got to delay nothing. They ain't got to delay shit. Just delete. All control delete. That's it. Don't be slowing up the process on my video gaming time. And listen, I need that game now.
Okay.
I understand.
Come on, man.
I
Some
understand.
bullshit, man.
I understand completely. I understand. But unfortunately, the WWE, is trying to, dot the I's and cross the T's. I think it's gonna be some time before we see Brock Lesnar.
Well, they should have. Well, she should have dotted the I's and crossed them fucking legs.
I don't know. I was
this
there.
This is crazy. Last week, the Poppy Show.
Different.
Last week, the Poppy Show, Diesel Washington was coming for me about ladies and women, and this is, listen, turncoat, you can't every week change. You can't change.
I need my video game. Okay, that's what the fuck I need.
Never mind. Oh, the victims and the survivors, and I don't like that shit. I watch Law and Order, SVU. Give me my goddamn 2K2 and now, nigga. Diesel Washington is a man under fire right now. A man under fire.
Well, all right. So, but nonetheless, speaking about man on fire, it goes to our next story. Is listen, the WWE hit another milestone this week, but not in a good way. All right, they have reached the Friday Night SmackDown YouTube video of the segment between The Rock and Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes has now become the #1 disliked video, okay, in WWE history. Okay, now by Friday evening, they were at 24,000 dislikes. There are over 500,000 dislikes this week for the video. Diesel Washington, your thoughts? Your thoughts on the segment?
First of all, I am hurt. I am truly hurt, and I am distraught at this bullshit. And that's coming up in my smoking section. But you know what I think it is? I think people just don't like to see Rock and Roman together. Anytime they get together, they never like. This reminds me of the time when The Rock helped Roman win the Royal Rumble. And you see how
that was 2015, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was when the story started.
Right, and it all comes full circle. I hated it. I hated it my damn self. I don't want to see no big ass swolled up Rock in no fucking ring fighting Roman Reigns. They had their time. It passed, and I'll talk about that later. What you think about it, B?
Well, for one, as you mentioned with the example, I feel like this storyline started back in 2015 when The Rock helped Roman Reigns win the Royal Rumble. They've been the whole bloodline story, I think, on all the way back to WrestleMania 37. It was, The Rock should come back and get the Universal Champion from Roman. WrestleMania 38, The Rock, it should be The Rock who comes back. It should be The Rock. It should be The Rock. It should be The Rock. Now it's The Rock, and everybody's like, wait a minute, the Great White Hope, Cody Rhodes, is not going to be the one to dethrone Roman. And then I feel like people would be even more upset if it was Cody Rhodes and Roman goes over at WrestleMania. So the people are going to be in the uproar. I think let's give it a little bit more time. Let's see where the storyline takes us. Either way, Cody Rhodes, this is not an opportunity being taken away from Cody Rhodes. His light is not dimmed in no way, shape, or form. Cody Rhodes is still going to be the American nightmare, the American dream, and everything in between. So I think people could just calm down a little bit. This is TKO's first WrestleMania. They got to really put butts in seats. They have to also dot I's and cross T's with what's going on with the whole Vince McMahon thing. And at the same time, this is a story that's been brewing. The whole bloodline story has all been brewing for the head of the table fight, for the tribal chief versus the great one. The high chief versus the tribal chief. Like, this is where the story I thought was going the whole time. I don't feel the way the rest of people do, but I hate it for you. Mashout, what do you think?
Okay, so... Okay, I think that. Okay, this is okay. So let me put it like this: they already set this up on Monday Night Raw.
They did.
They set this up on Monday Night Raw. So the people that are really upset about this, I don't understand. the whole Seth Rollins coming out to Cody and telling Cody that, you know what, like, this is the workers' title. This is what you should go for. This is the belt you need to be. This is the World Heavyweight Championship. Your father fought for the World Heavyweight Championship. This is where you need to be. That is what they set up on Monday night. So when the swerve happened, okay, there should have been no surprise, because at the end of the day, The Rock does want to be at Mania. He does want to headline at Mania, and they had to figure out a way to back themselves out of that deal. Okay, and now that CM Punk is hurt, who is Seth Rollins' opponent? You know what I'm saying? And it might have to be Cody Rhodes. And guess what? The story doesn't need to be that that Cody is going to get the WWE Championship or the Universal Heavyweight Championship. Maybe it has to be the WWE Heavyweight Championship. Now, I just think that, the piggyback of what D said is, I think that it's done. No one get like with The Rock and Roman, like, I mean, I get it. But then the thing is that you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because you put The Rock over, is The Rock going to be here in enough time is he going to be enough time to carry the title? You put Roman over, then the people are going to be like, what the fuck are we doing? Okay, why is it champion? So I think that the WWE has backed themselves into a corner with this, but I'm pretty sure there's a method to the madness, as there always is. But what interesting also is they didn't tell the creative team.
Yeah, I
so
heard.
this was last minute booking, okay, at its finest. This was very, Vincent Kennedy McMahon-esque. This was last minute booking at its finest. So it's very interesting to see how it's going to play out. Speaking about, Go ahead.
Who all was in on it? Like Cody, was Cody aware?
They're saying that Cody found out, during the week, and The Rock and him spoke about it. I'm reading the article as we're speaking now just to get a little bit more information. So they say that he found out during the week, and then,
that must have been the part where he said when he had special counsel, like he spoke to Hall of Famer counsel. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Also, they said the people backstage are very confused on what's going on here as well. Like they said that the other wrestlers, are very confused with what's going on and what have you. Speaking about confusion, the inside the arena on Friday night, the amount of boo that The Rock got, they said the WWE had to control the sound because people were not feeling the idea of The Rock going over.
So what happened was they pulled the trigger too late.
Pretty much.
They pulled the trigger too late. They should have pulled the trigger back then. I mean, I was always looking forward to this match. And when I said that I had a special theory of going toward WrestleMania season, this was all a part of it. And Ava plays a good part into this, and her being the general manager. And what if she does something to like double cross her own father and become like the next female Dominic Mysterio, and then The Rock has to acknowledge the tribal chief, and that takes the tribal chief into, some whatever, big pay-per-view after that. And then, he drops the title. They said he's supposed to drop the title next Royal Rumble. So I don't even know why all these people mad in the first place. Are they reading the same articles I'm reading? Are they watching the same programming I'm watching?
It's, you know what? If they do, that means if they do keep it to the next Royal Rumble, that means that he's definitely going to surpass Hulk Hogan's championship reigns.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that I think you said that before, B, and I think that that's where they're going with this.
Mm-hmm.
I think that they truly wanted to do that. But the problem, you know what I would like to know? I would like to know what The Rock said in Cody's ear.
Yeah, me too.
Put it in the group. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
And I got one more story, and then I'm done. So moving on to Elimination Chamber. So they said that The Rock has never been in the Elimination Chamber. Okay. Is this the year? Is this the year that The Rock goes into the Elimination Chamber?
I mean, his body is insured for when it's time to do movies. They signed a new deal with the union and all of that. I don't know if The Rock is willing at the top of the year to risk his body in the way you have to an elimination chamber, not unless they do it really safe. And who wants to see that for a man who's never been in the elimination chamber? You understand what I'm saying? Like, who wants to see you be the last pod open? You get in, do a few smacks, spine buster, people's elbow, rock bottom, and win the match. Nobody wants to see that. If people are booing you, that means you have to do what Cody Rhodes have been doing in the last 2 years and the next few months for you to make people believe that you're even a worthy contender, because the people right now believe that you ain't the people's champion. They want Cody. Cody is the people's champion. And you have to now convince people that you are the people's champion. They feel like it's us knowing the power you have at TKO, that you're using your power. It's them burying Cody, that Cody's going to come out on Monday as Stardust. Like, people are just in an uproar. Calm down. Relax. This is great storytelling. What you got, the dream is for, Cody to defeat The Rock? Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, we just think that we're in a set paradigm.
There's talks of maybe a 3-way match at Mania.
Oh my!
But what would Cody fight both nights?
That's a good question.
Because then the only person I see viable to take on Seth at WrestleMania, and it's believable right now to me, is Drew McIntyre. That's the only person to me. It's Drew, and I can't believe I'm saying that. He got rid of that stupid fucking sword. Didn't I tell you? As soon as he get rid of that stupid fucking sword, he gonna start cooking. And that nigga is in the slow burner right now, making fucking Scottish rice. I don't even know if there's such thing as Scottish rice, but he's making Scottish rice.
He's a Scottish rotisserie right now.
Yeah, there you go. Something that they make in Scotland. But that's my opinion on that match.
D, I was gonna say, D, what you feel?
Oh yeah, what you think?
Listen, man, I'm not feeling that. I don't want to see The Rock. This reminds me, we going back to 2014 when CM Punk was a champ. He had to drop the title to The Rock and all that. I don't like this. The Rock and Roman don't need to fight for no title. No way. All right. They can just have some tribal combat for the fucking table. That's what needs to happen. Right now, WWE is throwing us in a fucking they're throwing us in a fucking washing machine right now. They just trying to wash clothes, and motherfucker, you're mixing the white with the colors. That's what they're doing right now. They're fucking my head up.
Yeah.
And that's what I gotta say about that.
Figuratively and in reality.
But if you put my red shirt in there with the whites, now my shit is fucking pink. So now what I'm gonna do? What I'm gonna do now, WWE? What I'm gonna do about my clothes?
I understand.
Sting's last match is March 5th, right? At Revolution.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Right. What you could do.
What was the segue of that? Well, I don't understand. What was the correlation?
Like, if you're not, there's options.
Oh. I would want that to be no man's. Nobody's.
That was your last story in the Turnbuckle Talk match?
That was it on my end. That's it.
And like we always say, from bell to bell and pillar to post, that was the Turnbuckle Talk with Mashout King. What we're going to do is now move into the 3 count, which is a topic.
Ooh, right? This is, sorry, we're going in live, going in real time right now. This Dragon off and Trick Williams matches. Woo!
Which is the main event, right?
Yeah, it's a bloody match. They both bloody.
Saba Diesel, you're supposed to handle the 3 count this week. What's going on in the 3 counts? The AEW acknowledged Ric Flair's 21 championship title reign. This raises the question, does the man make the title or does the title make the man? So we wanted to open up a discussion and talk about, we seen what Seth Rollins did with the promo this past Monday with Cody Rhodes. And we want to talk about the prestige and the lineage of the world title in instances to us in our recollection. Does the title make the man or does the man make the title? And I'm going to first pose that question to you, the Mashout King.
The man makes the title because, when we go back to the lineage of all the titles, right? We do the world heavyweight championship, the NWA world heavyweight championship, WWE world heavyweight championship. Everybody that held the title, for the most, not everybody, I'm not saying that, but for the most part, they were stars in their own right. And even when they did not have the title, they still were over.
Okay.
So when we talk we talk NWA for a second, we talk Harley Race. Harley Race was a fucking beast.
And
he was
a
a
bastard
beast
too.
Yeah, exactly. And Harley Race had that energy. He had that spunk. So him getting the title just made it even more better. However, when he didn't have it, he was still a fuck up. Okay, you got Nature Boy. I mean, Ric Flair, beast within himself, right? You know what I'm saying? Now, Rick became more of an asshole, right? When he had the title, especially when he had the suit and he used to carry the title on his folded and walk around with it and what. But Rick was still Rick. You know what I'm saying? It didn't. Rick. You would never. Rick didn't need the belt for you to be reminded that he is the 16-time world heavyweight champion, or 20-time, as AEW has announced. He didn't need that.
21 it is.
Yeah, or 21. Right. Now there's certain wrestlers that needed the title. Okay, Bret Hart needed the title. Okay, Bret Hart, the greatest technical wrestler of all time. There's no doubt about it, right? However, he needed that WWE championship to be believed to be on superstar level, right?
Okay.
Even though after his title reigns, his feud with Stone Cold Steve Austin rose him to, because I don't even include his feud with Shawn anymore. His feuds with Austin really brought the character out even more. You know what I'm saying? And put him on the level he deserved to be. Hulk Hogan did not need the title.
Yeah,
right?
I agree.
After a while, Hulk Hogan is synonymous. I think Hulk Hogan, because he's an egomaniac and a sociopath, he needed the fucking belt, all the time. But he didn't need it in the sense that it did anything for him. He just had to be he thought that the belt made him the top guy. D, what's up?
Well, damn, you said a mouthful, and I will have to agree with you on that one, my brother. But I'm going to have to add my 2 cents in by saying the title does not make the man, but the man does make the title. I ain't never see a contender who wasn't worth shit that the title made them. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I can't even really grasp the thought of a wrestler right now to name, but people who made the title, such as the Bret Harts, the Stone Cold Steve Austins, right? The Kurt Angles, the Chris Benoit's. I wasn't sure if I was supposed to mention that name, but we have to say Chris Benoit. He made that title. I don't know if there's a list of wrestlers who wasn't the guy who the title made them. So like I said, my thought is the guy makes the title. We had great champions. Wouldn't you agree?
I would say Bob Backlund.
Yeah, Bob Backlund. Wait. You think Bob Backlund?
The belt made Bob Backlund.
The belt made Bob Backlund.
The belt made Bob Backlund. It's kind of the same for Pedro Morales.
I would say too.
Yeah.
Because Pedro didn't have that spark.
Let's
There
okay.
were also, you know what? There were also people who never won the world title, which is furthermore proves that, you know, the man makes the title, not the title makes the man. Because when Piper had, not this that this is the same title, when Piper had the Intercontinental title, that shit was crazy. That, to me, it made the Intercontinental title prestigious because it went from like Mr. Perfect, Bret Hart, Rowdy Piper, back to Bret Hart again. And that itself helped build the belt up to be even more prestigious. But all of those guys who carried the belt will go on to be great. So I just think that, again, I'm going to have to agree with you that the man makes the belt. There's certain people like the Jinder Mahals, like the Great Khali, like, you know, they were. Go ahead.
Big Daddy Cool Diesels.
Nah, but I liked his title reign. I enjoyed.
He was
maybe
cool. He was cool.
Right,
right.
I
He
mean,
was cool with the title. I don't think he made the title because he couldn't even fucking wrestle for that long.
I mean, he put on some stuff with some decent. He wasn't putting on.
The stellar
Bret
match
Hart
that
matches, but he was
the stellar
definitely
match he put on with King Mabel, right? That was an awesome match.
No, the one he did with Shawn Michaels was awesome.
Oh, okay.
That was a definitely good match.
But also with, you know, with Jinder Mahal and also with Great Khali, the title didn't. You know, it's like they had it, but who gave a fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's what I mean. These is people
who gave a fuck about the reign. You know what I'm saying?
True. This is true. Jack Swagger.
Jack Swagger. And you're right. And then, you know, I hate to say it, but even Cody Kingston's title reign went to a blip in the wind. Kofi. Sorry, Kofi.
I don't know who the fuck Cody Kingston is.
But his was important. See, the difference with Kofi's is his was important.
It's important, yeah.
It's still like the whole Kofi Mania, one of the most, you know, WrestleMania moments ever. Him winning the title, you know, opening up for it even being someone like Big E to win it. So Kofi's was a little bit different. It might not have been as significant as, you know, other people might make it, but to us, it was definitely very, very. It was as important as Ron Simmons. It was as important as Ron Simmons. Also, even when Vader had the belt, the world champion.
You know what? I think Vader's championship in WCW, I think it was significant for its time, right? Because also Vader was a champion that didn't have that champion look.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Also, real quick, for the people that's commenting, you know, that's sending text messages, please just comment on, if you're watching us live right now, you know, don't text, comment right on the page, on the YouTube page, okay? Don't get me wrong, you know, I don't want to be reading comments and then trying to convey them, because I'm not going to do that. So,
what about Mankind?
You know, what did you say?
What about Mankind?
Let me tell you why that was important. One, and it goes back to something that you brought up when you was talking about Tony Khan and when he was talking about the whole Jinder Mahal and Seth Rollins, right? Mick Foley's title reign was very important because that's one during the Monday Night Wars what helped the ship. When Tony Schiavone, you know, spooked that, you know, Mankind is going to win the world, Mick Foley's going to win the world championship, everybody turned the channel. And that switched the, you know, the rating wars to Monday Night Raw starting to get on that, you know, come up to come back up. Mick Foley is just one of them people that he was so revered everywhere he went. He didn't really need a belt. That's why if you look at the Attitude Era, Mick Foley was almost in every main event on Monday Night Raw. He was either hour 1, hour 2, or he had some sort of important storyline, and it wasn't always for the title. So Mick Foley is one of them anomalies, I would say.
Mick didn't, you know what? Mick didn't need the title.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, they don't give him credit for what he's done. Because he also carried a lot of feuds. Right? He carried a lot of feuds over. You know what I mean? And he feuded with almost every top guy.
He did.
You know,
he did.
Every top guy he feuded with. And he made it entertaining. You know, he made it entertaining. Yeah.
Taker, The Rock. Triple H, Stone Cold.
Stone Cold.
Yeah, and he made it funny because
Edge.
you know, even when he would like you wanted him to get beat the shit out of. Like you wanted him, and also he also had comedic relief,
Yeah,
right?
yes, he did.
Because even when he was doing Dude Love, you
Yes.
know, and when he was on Vince McMahon's side, and then he thought that, and he thought Vince McMahon loved him, you know, and would treat him like a son, and then Vince McMahon stabbed him in the back, you know. So, you know, he definitely, he held his own. He definitely held his own.
I mean, there were also champions that were like great champions whenever we think of the world title, right? Like for a long time, I thought the big gold, once it was in WWE's like acclamation of it, was the Triple H belt. That's what I've always called big gold, the Triple H belt. And then you had the Randy Ortons and, you know, Batista, Undertaker. That was the title that Mark Henry won to make him, you know, a world champion, you know, added to his Hall of Fame wrestling career. So I guess we are all in accordance with saying that the man makes the title and the title don't makes the man. If there's any people that still want to comment, as Mashout King said, make sure that you comment right here on the bottom so that we can see and we can talk back and forth to you about what it is, if we agree or we disagree with it. I think Seth Rollins did a really good job on Monday when he was talking to Cody Rhodes. I think he did a really good job in distinguishing the differences between the legacies of the titles and building up different stories for the main event. This is why I'm still excited. I'm like, I'm a writer, so I'm looking at it story-wise. So what you want to say, Sour D?
Speaking on that, how Roman the other night on SmackDown, when he tried to bury that championship, right? Calling it the secondary losers bracket title. Like that was deep. Like what do you think that does for, and you know that was like a thought in the internet world, in the wrestling world, that's what they feel about that title, it being like the secondary title, and it doesn't mean shit. But you have a guy like Seth Rollins who is the man, and he is making that title. You know what I mean? So for a guy like Roman Reigns, such a great sportsman, athlete, he is superstar too. To do that to that title, what is y'all thoughts on that? Because I felt like, damn, it's like, and I think anybody else who come for that title, they're gonna have to make it mean something much more now that Roman had tried to bury that title.
You know what I think? I don't think it was a buryage. I think what we forget about the art of professional wrestling and the storytelling is that him saying that now makes that belt, even though the lineage of the world champion is already superb, that now makes that belt even more superb. You understand? Because Roman talked down about it. So now when Cody gets it, it's going to be like, yo, now is this the belt that is, secondary, second weight championship? You could go on your island of relevancy. I'm going to take this belt and I'm going to defend it on SmackDown. Y'all remember on the dark matches, Cody still wrestled the dark matches. Right behind Dominic Mysterio on how many matches he wrestled within a year. So he could take that belt anywhere and really bring some legitimacy to that title. Not that Seth hasn't. Seth was a very good first champion. He carried, Monday Night Raw on his back with the belt. He fought great competitors with the title. But when Cody now gets it, it matches his gear, and it brings a second legitimacy to the belt. And it closes up, not finish the story, but it closes up the gap between Dusty Rhodes and Cody Rhodes. Now we can get into sinking our teeth into the American Nightmare's legacy. That's what I think.
I agree. I agree totally. I mean, you said it more eloquently than I could. You know what I mean? I think that it only boosted the title up more, and it made it seem more relevant. I mean, all it did was put more of a heelish character, on the title. What's going on, Dave?
Oh,
That thing is gonna spoil it.
I don't want to spoil it.
Live in action, ladies and gentlemen, breaking the fourth wall.
Watching the Vengeance.
What fourth wall? We're live on YouTube.
Vengence Day is happening live now.
Yeah.
So if you're tuning in, going back and forth from us, the Vengeance Day, then you're probably understanding why Sour Diesel is making that face. But I think it would be a good idea for us to possibly go live. If you guys don't follow us on Instagram, it's Three Amigos, THREEAMIGOS, and follow us. We might be going live and discussing every single thing Vengeance Day, possibly tomorrow. But we still in a conversation about the man making the title. We all came to a consensus about that. There's a title that I think the man makes, and that title is a black man title, and I call it the African American title. Me and Sour Diesel was talking about this like maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. I can't remember how long ago it was. And that is the North American title over NXT, which I really think stands for the niggas with attitude title. But it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. And Sour Diesel was like, that's not the African American title, until I started reading off who has won it, from Trick Williams to Wes Lee, Carmelo Hayes to Keith Lee when he was with us, Leon Ruff, Ricochet, the current, well, I don't know if I didn't watch Vengence Day, so hopefully he retained.
Obafemi.
Yes.
Can I say this name? Go ahead.
Go right ahead.
The returning back to the ring guy, and we'll get to that in a minute. Velveteen Dream. Velveteen Dream.
He was a former. That's very true. He was a former champion as well, and he is African American-ish as well. Sour Diesel, did you want to talk to us real quick about Velveteen
What was going?
Yeah. I watched the Velveteen Dream interview with Chris Van Vliet.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good interview. It gave you some quick insight about what he has been going through the the whole turmoil thing with the allegations that he had, and what's life been like without wrestling and after WWE. Him apologizing, and now after that interview, we've seen surface that he returned back to the ring in the Indies. So, and it was some and from the interview also, it was really good, and he had got some good feedback. Like, people was happy to see it. It was some good comments on there. He had got a lot of likes on there, and the same thing for his in-ring return to the Indies. So it's good to see him coming back to the ring. So hopefully someday we'll see him back in the WWE ring.
Mashout, you had an interesting take on that interview with Velveteen Dream, Patrick. What did you think of that interview?
I was saying that I felt bad for him.
Mm-hmm.
I felt bad for him. I felt like there was a lot of things that was a little contradictory being said, because he claims he only wanted apology. He went on an apology tour, but then after you were at the WWE Performance Center, were you looking to walk in and apologize in person? Like, I just, that was one that was confusing. He said that he don't know if he's going to go back into wrestling, but then goes into the Indies. So then I was just like, I feel like it's
a PR stunt. Like, WWE wants him back. It's like, hey, listen, this is what you got to do, and we'll see you next year in the Royal Rumble.
I did say that. I said it seems like he's now, unlike before, he's being actually coached on what to do for his road to redemption, or whatever PR stunt, whatever damage control it is that he's trying to do in order to get back in the good graces. Maybe not even just WWE. It could be even AEW don't want to put their hands on him, or even TNA. So now maybe this is for them to be able to see how he is now and the new revised him, so to speak. With that being said, he's an excellent wrestler. We're going to go into our wrestler of the week. Mashout King, who's your wrestler of the week?
My wrestler of the week this week only because I felt really bad for him. Okay, was Cody Rhodes.
You felt bad for him, okay?
I did feel bad for Cody Rhodes. I really did. And the reason why I felt bad for Cody Rhodes is not because there was something else I wanted to cover too, but maybe we could get to it after the rest of the week. I felt bad for Cody Rhodes because I do believe that there was some type of switcheroo that happened, right?
That this wasn't the original plans.
This wasn't the original plan, and that's why I felt for him, and I think he's an incredible talent. The Highlander character, as you would say, got a little old to me. Homelander got a little old to me, but I was like, if this is where we were going, I was okay with going to that place. Yeah. But now, the WWE, set it up on Monday, and then basically told us on Friday, you're not going to get this no more. You're going to get something else. You know what I'm saying? It's like somebody that owes you money and set up the reason why they can't pay you, and what have you. That's exactly what happened there.
But I think if the CM Punk thing, like how we was talking about earlier, I think someone mentioned it. I think if the CM Punk thing didn't happen, those would have been the original plans. CM Punk would have wrestled Seth. Cody would have got Roman. Just that. I mean, it sucks that it has to happen that way, but also too, you gotta look at it like, goddamn, like they have this much great talent on their roster that we can switch out for that and we can get this. So either way, it's still, I don't know, it's still a good switch up, I guess.
I feel like
gonna put some butts and seats. They going for the gusto.
I feel like it still is a chance for Cody to get the world title, to get his real first singles title at a WrestleMania with the pyro in a wrestling city that's going to revere him so that they're satisfied. And even, he's able to lose it. They have big PLEs coming after. He's even able to drop the title and still go for the title that he wants. And it's still a compelling story. You understand what I'm saying? It's still a compelling story. All is not lost. This isn't the last. Hey, newsflash, wrestling fans, this isn't the last WrestleMania. This isn't the last PLE. This isn't the last of anything.
Right. You're right.
I'm confused because he said, it's just not going to be at WrestleMania. That's what Cody said to Roman. So where you want to fight him at?
Also, let's look. If they're changing a lot of things, right? We got to think about our paradigm. You win the Royal Rumble, you go on to face main event one of the main events at WrestleMania now that it's 2 nights, right? Charlotte kind of broke the mold and went for the NXT title, right? People do different things with the Royal Rumble winner. What if they're now expanding it and it's almost like, even though that's what make Money in the Bank significant, like a Money in the Bank where they could take this and be like, oh yeah, we can main event WrestleMania, or we can main event when I choose and when I pick to main event and fight. That's also a power thing too. We got to look at it in different perspectives. But I'm not trying to convince the people to buy the tickets to WrestleMania. They don't like the main event, tough shit. I'm not always a fan of the main events at WrestleMania anyway. It's more about the pageantry for me and the spectacle and being there with the other fans. But other than that, that's what I gotta say. You got a wrestler of the week, Sawadiz?
Okay, I'm gonna go to my what ifs after.
Okay.
My wrestler of the week is Braun Breaker.
Wow, good match with Jey Uso.
Braun Breaker. He put on a excellent showing at Royal Rumble, and from the looks of things, I was watching Vengeance tonight. Put on another heck of a fucking performance, and it's like it's good to see. It's good to see his growth as a talent in his in-ring shit. Like I remember before, like it was I liked him before in the beginning a little bit, but then I fell off. I'm like, oh, they forcing him down us. Like, they forcing us to like him. Then when he turned heel, I started liking him. Now he's like in between, like he's turning like into a face because he's starting to wear the colors again. And he had this shit going tonight. He had this shit going tonight. So yeah, my wrestler of the week is Braun Breaker. I can't wait to see what he'll do on the fucking main roster. He's fucking explosive. He's explosive.
So I guess that's the title he had his eyes on.
Random, your wrestler of the week.
My wrestler.
Wait. What are you talking about? Who had his eyes on the title? What are you talking about?
Oh,
what you talking about, Willis?
I don't know. I'm going with my wrestler of the week. My wrestler of the week is not a wrestler. My wrestler of the week is more of the announcer. My wrestler of the week is Samantha Irvin.
Oh.
For bringing back the way she says Chelsea Green. And that was my wrestler of the week. There's a lot of good wrestling. There was a lot of good wrestling this week, but I was very excited when I was watching Raw and I heard her say Chelsea Green that way.
And you're not a true fan if you're not a fan of that. Because I mean, come on, when she stopped doing that, it
felt different. It felt different.
The vibe was different. It was really different. Then when she just started going back to that, it took my heart to another place. Thank you, Samantha Irvin. Thank you for the ring announcers. Really, because they made the match, and especially Samantha Irvin. We give you your flowers here at the Three Amigos podcast.
We sure do. And if you got some free time, always feel free to come through. What was your what ifs before we take it out of here with our final thoughts?
Oh yeah, my what if is like, what if he's okay? It's not going to be at WrestleMania. He goes on to WrestleMania. He beats Seth for the title. Roman beats The Rock, whatever. He retains. SummerSlam, here we come. Unify the titles.
Why would we unify the titles and there's only been 2 champions with the world title?
I understand that, but what if that and Cody wants to be like, he wants to be the man of all of WWE. So
the Kenny Omega.
I will be the fighting champion. I will defend it.
Defend it.
To all shows, because I would show the true conglomerate.
But would that be a heel Cody at that point?
He's
back to Homelander. He has all the gold. He who holds the gold holds the power. He still got a little politics in the back.
I wouldn't want them to fucking unify the titles. I don't want that shit at all. I don't want it at all. But I'm gonna just, you know what? They say this is a filet mignon. It's not fast food. Cool. I'm gonna wait. This is Thanksgiving. They cooking. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait till it's Thursday.
You waiting at dinner time?
Yeah, I'm gonna wait. Let's see if they're gonna do.
What did you want to cover that you? I'm sorry.
They disappoint me.
No, I can save it for the after show. It doesn't. Okay. It'll be too much a deep dive.
Okay, and make sure you guys are tuned.
You gonna dive in?
Tune into our after show called Break It Down. We're gonna go into our final thoughts. Our Diesel, since you are singing so well, what's your final thought this week?
I'm sorry.
What?
My final thought is, if you got dreads, wrap them up, because Trey Songz is gonna be pulling them shits out. Up, Jacquees. Up. I'm out the champion. Oh.
Mashout, your final thought.
Oh, wow. I didn't even know how to come back from that.
Stay away from them. Take that parties.
I don't think those happen anymore.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people have missed the age bracket, but go ahead.
Stay away from the Clive Davis parties too. You don't want to come up drowning in your own bathtub now, will we?
Okay, so my final thought is, you know what? I had a great time tonight. You know what I mean? Just remember to like, share, and subscribe to our video. Keep supporting the Three Amigos podcast. You know, we're going to go all the way to the top. We are the greatest thing since sliced bread when it comes to doing what we do. You know what I mean? So you mean to tell me there's been nothing great since sliced bread? It's been a lot of things. It's been a lot of things greater since sliced bread. Like we are the greatest things since
since a fucking air fryer. How about that? Okay.
The air fryer is a pretty dope invention. I agree.
I'm gonna stay with the sliced bread.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna stay with the sliced bread. But that was my final thought. Thank you.
You're welcome. My final thought is a random thought. The great Henry Adams, it's Black History Month, once said, "No one means all that they say, and yet very few say all that they mean. For words are slippery, and thoughts is very, very vicious." He was a wise man, but this wise man says, "Say what you mean and mean what the fuck you say. Keep in mind, thinking prevents stupidity." Happy Black History Month. Have a great day, a great night. This has been another episode of the Three Amigos Podcast. Show podcast. We out.
Good night, San Diego. Go fuck yourself.